The last official meeting of 2019 in Chilliwack Council Chambers. First item, Madam Clerk.
First is Rocio Zielinski, General Manager, StoloMeansBusiness Community Futures, is in attendance to provide council with a presentation on the work they do with the Indigenous entrepreneurs and Stolo First Nation communities.
Good afternoon, young lady. Welcome. Oh, or Mike. Sorry, no, it's okay. Okay, there you go.
Got it. There we go.
Now I can hear you.
All right. Good afternoon, Your Worship and Council. My name is Rocio Zielinski. My Indigenous background is from Mexico, and I am the General Manager of Stolo Community Futures. And I'd like to acknowledge that we're on the Stolo traditional territory. And thank you for the opportunity to be here today to talk about Stolo Community Futures. So Stolo Community Futures is a nonprofit organization. We're federally funded by Western Economic Diversification, and our mandate is to provide support in community economic development and to help the business growth of Indigenous peoples in South Tamach, the Stolo traditional territory. Our vision is to facilitate and provide ongoing support to Indigenous businesses and to foster entrepreneurial growth in Stolo. So who is Stolo Community Futures? We're actually part of the Community Futures Association of British Columbia, where there's 34 Community Futures offices throughout the province. Actually, there is another Community Futures office here in Chilliwack, which is South Fraser Community Futures, our friends and colleagues. But we're one of 4 offices that is Indigenous specific. Then we have the things that we provide to our entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs is providing business development with their business plans and ensuring the viability of the business. We provide education and training programs, various loan programs, and also aftercare, which is really important for our entrepreneurs. Our territory is from Fort Langley to Yale, both sides of the Fraser River. It's a huge territory. And we provide our services to all 24 communities, and all of our entrepreneurs must be located within this territory in order for us to provide services to them. We have a very strong and engaged board of directors. We have representation from Stolo Nation, Stolo Tribal Council, Métis, and we actually have Nettie Tam, who is representing SEPCO, who's been on our board for the last 6 years. Back in 2014, we actually created a branding initiative and trademarked our logo and name StoloMeansBusiness. Actually, Your Worship, you were there in 2014 and gave a welcome from the city. And, you know, it's just a very unique initiative to be able to do this kind of branding. And we've been recognized provincially and in some cases nationally, specifically for this launch. It's Go Stolo, and it's a great catchy tune, and we're so excited she was a Juno Award nominee. So part of the funding that we receive from Western Economic Diversification is having the opportunity to do lending at a maximum of $150,000 for each client. However, a good problem to have is that we do so much lending that we get issues with having available loan capital. So we've had to become innovative and create partnerships. One of the partnerships that we created was with the Bank of Montreal in creating the microloan program. And this is for entrepreneurs who don't need very much money. They may need like a piece of equipment, they may need some tools, all up to a maximum of $10,000. And we walk them through the process of, you know, ensuring that they have a viable business, due diligence on, you know, themselves, and also cash flows that goes with the application process. It's been one of our most successful programs because many businesses don't need much money to get started. We also partnered with Van City to create an opportunity for us to provide lending to our communities. So for example, many of the communities need beyond $150,000 for some of their community-owned projects. So they may be involved with joint ventures with the private sector or other communities, or creating some of their Stolo-owned community businesses, such as the Cham Fishing Village, which we helped under this loan program to be able to start the first phase of that campground. So it's been very, very beneficial to have to be able to go beyond that limit of 150,000 and help our communities. Under this program, we've also included our entrepreneurs as well, so we have that loan capital to be able to help them as well, but we're keeping it at the $150,000 maximum. We also have the Entrepreneurs with Disabilities program, and this is for those entrepreneurs that may have some barriers to being an entrepreneur. And so we get additional services through the Community Futures Association of BC with some business skills coaching and some of the mentorship and networking opportunities through there. And so we've had a few of our clients go through that program. It's been very, very helpful for them. And it's been very beneficial for us in order to be able to give them those tools to be successful. Engaging our youth is critical. They're the future, and we want to ensure that we know that we encourage their education, but we also want to make them aware that entrepreneurship is an option for their future. So we'll have some ad hoc training programs or workshops on marketing or entrepreneurship to just kind of provide that information and education on what's an option for their future. So we have various training programs that we offer throughout the year. There's nothing that we have regularly scheduled. We rely a lot on our partners and other funding to be able to hold some of the training programs. We ensure that they're at no cost to our participants because cost is an issue for many entrepreneurs. And we do everything from financial literacy to business planning, business operations, as many tools that we can provide them to educate them and train them so they can be successful in being an entrepreneur. We also have satellite offices, and so what we've developed is a way of going out to communities and bringing our services out to them. Because the territory is so broad and wide, for many, transportation is an issue. So coming all the way from Kwantlen, for example, from Fort Langley, or from Hope, let's say, Chehalis out in Desroches, those are pretty far ways to travel. So we go out to them. We're in their band office. We're in an area where they're comfortable. We're saving them the travel and the time. And it's been wonderful to be able to be there for them. It's been very successful. And we're looking to expand more offices beyond these 7. We have a vast amount of success stories, and there is not enough space to list them all. But we have everything ranging from, tree service to fashion. Linda K. Peters, who is the owner of Ringing Bell Robes, just did a fashion runway out at the Eiffel Tower in Paris just before the summer. AJ Towing. It's just varied and broad. And so what we've done is we've developed the StoloMeansBusiness Business Directory on our website. And for those who choose to be on there, because not all of our entrepreneurs want to be on there, and so we've developed this resource for people to try to identify, okay, so who's the Indigenous-owned carpenter or excavator, I don't know, hairdresser. Mm-hmm. And so we've got this directory that's been very helpful and very useful. I can say that we've recently done a survey over the summer and have identified that there's about 325 Indigenous-owned businesses in this territory. It doesn't seem like a lot maybe, but for us that's a wonderful number. And we actually think that there's a larger amount of businesses who maybe haven't thought to self-identify as an Indigenous business. So we're very excited to be able to share that there's that many businesses in this territory. Of course, developing partnerships and collaboration is really important for us at DaLo Community Futures, and we're actually going to be sponsoring the Aboriginal Business of the Year Award for the Chamber of Commerce Business Excellence Awards, and also sponsoring the StoloMeansBusiness Business Awards with the StoloMeansBusiness Business Association. So thank you for the opportunity to be here and share some information on what we do and how we want to continue to grow the Indigenous business economy and not only here in Chilliwack, but in our territory. Good. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you coming here, giving us an update on what you have been doing and your goals. Very impressive.
Thank you.
I didn't know there was over 325 that are under your arms, if you will. So no, that's a good news story. You bet.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Councillor Shields?
Thank you, Your Worship. Through the Speaker, thank you very much for coming out. I think it's great what you're doing, because I know there's a whole bunch of great ideas out there that never come to fruition because for various reasons, a lot of people just don't. They have a great idea, but they don't know how to take the next step, and capital always becomes an issue. So that's great that you guys are there as a resource. So just a question. So at any point in time, how many, I guess, clients you would call them, would you have going?
Right now we have 24 clients. Yep. And it's at different stages. I mean, those are the official clients that we have, but we're on an ongoing basis with many. Some are still at the initial, I have a dream phase, to, more in the business development phase. So it's sort of an ongoing process throughout the year.
Excellent.
But officially we have 24 right now.
Excellent. All right. Well, keep up the good work.
Great. Thank you.
So for people to encourage them, just reach out to Community Futures, and you guys will steer them on the right path.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's our goal.
Mr. Westring?
Thanks, Your Worship, and thanks for the great presentation. I'm in the building industry, and I noticed there's more and more First Nations trades people coming up as well. So I think you're right. I think there's more people out there that are out there, but that don't identify or use the First Nations banner or logo or that sort of thing. So
true.
Yeah, try to encourage that.
Thank
you very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good. Councillor Lum?
And just very quickly, Rocio, I know how long you've been working to the benefit of all folks here in the Stalo territory, and I think I was really, really excited to see you take on this role, because I know how hard you've worked doing this stuff for a long time. So it's great to see you there, and thanks very much for your presentation.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Jason.
Good. If there's nothing else, thank you for your presentation.
Great.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Next item, please.